The time is here, guys. We are right now delving into Ethereal Workshop. Our next monsters, they are on the way. Along with a bunch more Festival of Year stuff, we have a lot to talk about. And Ethereal Workshop, okay, that is everything. So let's get into it. So first of all then, guys, we have this teaser where we are revealed to our next Ethereal Workshops. When are they coming? Well, if we go back to our Fire expansion update, at the very end of it, it says, as we approach the end of 2023, focus begins to shift to the Ethereal Workshop and what newcomers may await during the final season event of the year. And if we head over in game right now, there's a promotion called the Big Chill, which reveals that the Festival of Year is going to be beginning next week. So guys, Ethereal Workshop monsters, they are coming next week. Which means on Wednesday, guys. We're not waiting long, okay? Oh my god. Anyway, though, so for us ethereals, what do we have left? We have 10 ethereal monsters left, 10 wonderful monsters, okay? As far as I'm concerned, this song is a right bopper. We got 10 monsters left, let's do it. And we might even have 11 if we include our quints as well. But when we're thinking about which ones are going to be coming next, the Ethereal Workshop Island, it actually has no quads and stuff right now. And this is very intentional, guys. They know exactly what they are doing here, especially with them all being plasma elementals as well. This was likely done so we get quads along with the triples when they do release to make things a little bit more interesting, and with plasma actually being as most stable element as well as when you go across the Mirror Islands. You might have noticed with Orgler, for example, that included the poison element, which is the most unstable of them all, and that's actually why the synthesizer went a bit hectic when you tried to get Orgler, and in my reaction I actually thought something was going wrong. No, it's just the unstableness behind those elements. So with all those plasma ones being released now, it brings to question, why did they do this? And this is of course because of those ones being the easiest. If we have a look at our wonderful triple elementals that we have right now, those are actually going to be our easiest ones to get on Ethereal Workshop. I know Orgler was a pain, but they actually are one of the easiest. So as we keep going along here, they are going to keep getting more harder, and therefore I think we are actually going to go in order of difficulty. So if we order all of the ones on screen right now in terms of difficulty, I think this is the order we are going to be seeing them in. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how much harder the quads are going to be, if any at all, but considering that some of them don't have as much unstableness in them if they don't contain the poison element, for example, with our first quad, let's say, some of them I might believe might actually be more easier than the triples, which is a bit mind-blowing, but I feel like that is something we might end up seeing. But now we've got them all laid out here, we've worked out them in terms of difficulty, we've got to go in and work out now how many is going to be releasing here. So let's go on over to the monster handlers for a minute to work out this bit.
The release schedule of Ethereal Workshop, these discoveries are going to be taking place at much greater intervals, far more alike, I would say, Mythical Islands release.
Okay, so they mentioned here it's going to have a similar release to Mythical Island, and you guys know Mythical Island, we got two monsters at once. We got a Dream Mythical and a Mythical at the exact same time, so therefore this time around I'm going to predict here and putting my MPG nose on the line here. We're doing a Boscus, but I do think we are going to be getting two Ethereal Workshop monsters, and we're not got any quads, so therefore I actually do think we are going to get a quad and a triple every single Ethereal Workshop wave. I mean, it's more interesting, guys, this way. They gotta do it. And therefore, I think as next ones going by this are going to be Plasma, Shadow, Mech, and Crystal, and also our very first triple without the Plasma element. Woo! Shadow, Mech, and Crystal as well. And therefore, along with this, we're going to be getting a synthesizer upgrade too, guys. It's going to cost diamonds. You know it is. They're going to do it. We aren't going to like it, but it's going to happen. We get more workshop monsters. Who cares? Diamonds could go down the drain. Anything for Workshop. I've actually brought up this theory in the past as well, but I feel like it's very relevant. So with the quads, we've got 5 quads coming, and we have 5 ethereal elements. And with us quints, they always based it around an element. So let's say we got Candelabra Aurea, she's got fire element, then Tusky comes on and blows everything apart with the cold element. But I do think, therefore, we're going to be getting maybe an element reference with these quads. So this next one, therefore, judging by how it's going to be the easiest, I do think is going to be our Plasma quad, which is going to be the very first quad I do think we're going to be seeing in the Festival of Year. And with these quads, you know, MPG has got to put some predictions out there. Most of the Workshop monsters, they can't really exist due to their instability as is. It's just because of the landscape and these machines that have allowed it, thanks to Zaroia's Colossal going out the way to just conduct these experiments. But if it weren't for Zaroia conducting all these machines, it wouldn't even be possible in first place. So when I'm imagining a quad, things get out of hand, guys. This is where the unstableness is gonna go overdrive, okay? Ogler was so awesome, and therefore I do get the feeling as we keep going down these unstableness routes, we're gonna get even more awesome looking designs, which is really exciting. The quads, therefore, need to represent this. And how can we do this with a plasma quad? When you think about plasma, it's actually produced by lightning, lights, and therefore going in this direction, I think would be an awesome take on this quad design. And of course, we've got to keep that gooey, purpley appearance. You see all that ooze along the mirror islands, and also you think of gas, don't you, with the plasmic, transparent appearance. Maintaining that inside of the design, I think would be awesome, but having that thunder atmosphere and linking lightning and lights towards how it makes it sound would make this monster really stand out, I feel. And when I think about how we could represent this alienness with the ethereals, obviously they're meant to be very alien-y ethereals, I think an alien bird monster would be really cool, as we've not had that out of the ethereals so far, and I think this would be awesome for the lightning take and just making it a really awesome monster as well. And specifically, when I was thinking about this, I thought it'd be awesome to tie back to American mythology and go back to the Thunderbird. The Thunderbird, it could be an alien bird with a plasma body, therefore, and it could be surrounded, seeing as though we want that Mirror Island ooze in its design, seeing as though it's very plasmic, it could be surrounded, I was thinking, by these poles alongside it, which are made out of that mirror ooze substance, and then through its eyes, which the Thunderbird does, it could make thunder, which could go out to the poles almost, to make the really awesome sound. Alien gooey feet, you gotta have that unstableness, and of course thunder as well to help with that aspect, but also you gotta think about instruments here. When I was actually going over what instrument would be going to Workshop, it was actually quite a hard thing to do, because it feels like this island, it has such a theme where it's hard to honestly add here. I mean, when it was Mythical Island, you could add basically anything, because it just works, man. But here I'm sitting here and I'm like, what would work here? And actually, I went back towards making that thunder noise and making that ruckus almost, and maintaining that mechanicalness, and my mind actually turned back to the more alienness behind it and how that could be a part of the song. And I went back to the theremin. The theremin, not to be confused by theremin. Look, theremin, you had your chance, love, but you blew it, alright? You weren't anything to do with the theremin instrument. But now, we're gonna be getting it, alright? I think it would be a perfect match to match the lightning strikes and overall alienness behind the island. If you listen to the sound here, it's just so relaxing and alien-y. I feel like it'd be hard to replace an instrument that could replicate an alien sound like this, honestly, guys. And for his triple, we've been over his quad now, right? But his triple, all of his triples, they have three or something across it, whether it's Mibkin's tail, still accidentally almost calling it Ogler. Well, Gadzook's three eyes. There's just so much different things here representing three on every single design that we have. Ogler's three hands. There's gotta be, therefore, something with three here. And I'm just gonna put forward, therefore, for the triple elemental, what I would most like to see out of the freeness. I really want to see just a duet of three monsters. We got Bon Appetit, we got monsters like that. Having these duets. There's all kinds of monsters that have these dualness behind them. Squat, Spy Trap. I just want to see that, but with three monsters. I feel like that would be awesome to make that idea just go on overdrive and be awesome. It would be very unique and something that we've never seen before, which is what we want from Workshop, obviously, is this song. It's a banger. Give me more. Yeah, I think the theremin is going to be an obvious good match with Ogler. Put it in there. But we do have to bear in mind right now, this song, it's that incomplete, it could go anywhere, these monsters, and we will be mega happy with it. I think, though, it's most important to also bring up here, this song, it's not just incomplete in the sense that we need monsters everywhere, but it's also incomplete in the fact we don't know what the full song is gonna be, how long it's gonna be, because we have monster sounds that actually have not been released. If we go on back to Gadzooks, we know they have a missing sound here, because inside of the initial teasers, it was revealed towards this sound we've not even heard yet. So, I do think we are going to be getting even more verses in this song. It's undoubtable, guys. It's going to happen. They're saving verses for later, which just makes me so excited, as this song is already amazing. I've honestly never listened to a song like it, guys. I play it everywhere, man. I mean, we could see a verse expand, we could see more verses. Obviously, more verses happening. Gadzooks, you already confirmed that, love. But I think we are going to be seeing lots of unexpected things behind the song with this, which is very nice. Especially with those more dynamic aspects with the instruments and not really being able to predict it as well. But for these designs, I want to bring up now Ral's designs here. So up first, we have Antler, which is our free elemental, which is going to be coming up next with the elements on screen in the Festival of Yay. And they've named it to have the clarinet, quite an unusual instrument choice. You see, it's just so hard to choose these instruments, guys, I swear down. If we have a look here, they've got 3 legs, which is really nice fitting in to that theming. 3 fingers, 3 little horns on top of here. Ral's just went full into the 3 theme, and we love it, okay? Got the crystal aspects with the horns and the feet. We've got mech with the nice bands wrapped around this body of this sheep. I really usually love sheep monsters, Ral's, but this one is really creepy. Obviously, at Workshop, you're gonna have creepy, but I don't know, man. It's weird to say. I don't think I like the sheep monster as much. But if we have a look at the body as well, it's quite shadowy and dark themed, just fitting with that plasma shadow element as well from Grumpire. Then up next, we have the plasma main design, which I am in love with, man. Yes, this is where it's at, all right? Now they've gone into much more of a guest appearance with this one. Wild, goofy hair. I would love to see hair animated on this guy. Really awesome. I love Candelabra's hair and how that animates. With these quads, we've got to go really out there with the animations, the designs, I think, really display the ethereals. This is the top class of them stableness. Let's really go out there. And I think this really showcases it well. It's orbs and plays a timpani, apparently, a drum. You know, Gadzooks, I feel like we've got enough percussion going on in the verses that we have right now, but we'll have to see how that goes, because honestly, as it keeps expanding, I think we are going to need more. But the eyes as well on this guy, 3 eyes, you know, 3 returning again. And I really love this, though. The ooze is just oozy. Oozy gorgeous. Yo, we love you, Plasmane. You get down, love. Get down, get down. Then next up we have in Dawn of Fire. Let's turn over the games for a second here, because in Dawn of Fire we have updates coming as well for Festival of Yay. For Black Friday we got the reveal here, not just to Punkleton, but if we have a look in the background here, they're being quite sneaking this guy in. But you can see Yool at the very back here, revealing of course that Yool is going to be coming in the Festival of Yay. We saw inside of Spooktail, of course, baby Punkleton, and this is going to be continuing with this guy. And let me say, this dude, oh no, it looks like we've got another symmetrical facing forward dude. Okay. Gongle, that thing's still frightening me, to be honest. It's not that bad, guys, but I mean, they aren't the best designs, I feel like, when they are symmetrical, but whatever. Let's have a look at this dude. So you got the ears here, not quite as wide, elf-like. It looks like they're still developing on this little dude. We've got some nice stubby arms and legs here. Very, very stubby legs, I will give you that. It looks so weird to see this shrunken down form. And it looks like with this one, they've almost, instead with Punkleton, they made its arms somewhat look like its original and just shortened it down a bit. But here they've just dragged them in, it feels like. It feels like they've gone in Photoshop and just gone, whoop. That's what it feels like here. I'm quite scared to see the face on this monster because it looks like it's very small. So I'm unsure how it's gonna go. Also, I will bring up that it doesn't look like we actually have specifically room for the instrumentalist part, the jingles, to come in here. The ears are quite small, so I am wondering how that instrument is going to come in here. Now, Punkleton, they gave us the best sound yet, in my opinion. It was an absolute bopper. It stayed true to the original material, the voice, they got Dave Kerr back. It just sounded amazing. So for Yool, I don't want to go back to Shanty, alright? I'm done with it. I want it over with. I'm just all down for these original sounds. So let's go back again to Yool's original counterpart. But with Cold Island, I do have to say they are quite repetitive, so therefore I'm actually going to go back to Gold Island a bit and go, let's have a bit of melody behind this thing, stay true to its original design, have an instrumentalist part. You know, Yool wasn't that bad on Seasonal Shanty. I've got to not lie to you guys, but I feel like it's nice to see this originalness be displayed, especially for Dawn of Fire. But with the sound, I feel like as well, seeing as though it's got that jingle behind it and that deep voice, it's usually quite calm as well. But if we're going for that more melodic take, it could honestly go in quite a few parts of the song, but I feel like that more deeper voice would really fit in the Glow verse just before the ending. Going there, I think, would be awesome. And we won't be getting inside of the Festival of Yay any new costumes or looks either, because this is the only event throughout all the years where they have actually done this. They have had the costumes before, so they're just going to be returning, guys. You know, I actually remember back when the Festival of Yay, it lasted for like an entire year because they just didn't update. At least we're getting the updates now. Things are going good now. Oh my goodness. Inside of the Festival of Game Dawn of Fire, we'll be getting a prismatic as well. It'll be the Mimic or Pong Ping. It's most likely to be Pong Ping, I'd say, out of those two. Mimic is too hard, love. We need more time. I've only just managed to do it. I mean, these players who aren't playing daily, what they gonna do? Come on, give us a bit more time, okay? But for Baby Yool, I also want to take a look at Rals's design here. Rals, we're just coming back to your designs throughout all video, love. I hope you don't mind. Now, for Yool here, they've portrayed them as a much more cute figure, I'd say, than the one we're probably going to get in-game. You got your antlers here with the jingles, again, wondering how that's going to come in with its sound here. That's probably going to be the most interesting aspect for me. It's got a very cute face, tummy, look, love, holding onto your tummy. You're just honestly adorable. I want this cuteness. Punkleton didn't portray the cuteness quite as much, so maybe going back with this would be an awesome take with this design. And besides everything that we just mentioned, we have more, guys. We have Rare Monculus coming in as well. Now, Rare Seasonals have been arriving in 6 months gaps after each seasonal event, and that means Rare Monculus, it's gonna be coming, guys. Now, Monculus, it is a fan favorite seasonal. If you name any seasonal, this is the one that fans, they just go wild for. So I really wanted this to be represented in its design, but more specifically here, I think I want to talk about its lore a little bit more. Now, I want to say this because I just want to say, let's do it right, okay? Monculus, it was the very first prototype monster, so I feel like it'd be awesome to see the different approaches almost that this prototype took and the many experiments that might have continued onward after this one. But more specifically, when I'm talking about this one, my mind goes back to how this is a very ethereal. The Monculus wasn't really planned for Wublin. It's been revealed until fans really wanted a Wublin Island seasonal, and then it was kind of like, let's just put it on there, man. So this time, let's actually go ahead and make a Wublin-themed design, I say. Now, Monculus is an odd one out on Wublin Island because it's the only one that has not been created by Wubox. So I feel like something what would be awesome to see, seeing as though Wubox is totally down with creating stuff, and Monculus is just heading over there. Wubox is going to be a bit curious about this Monculus fella, right? He's just headed there, and Wubox is bound to have questions about it. So Wubox investigating this creature and actually making a new form of it through the spark of life would be an awesome approach, I think, towards seeing a more Wublin-themed design behind this. Have it be another of Wubox's creations, therefore, and have a tale between the two, how Rare Monculus was created by Wubox and how all these changes were activated. Just awesomeness behind Wubox and Monculus. These two, they are connected in so many ways, and I just want to see that connection finally be formed in a way where we can actually read about it and understand it. It'd just be awesome to see this tale. I really want to see these two lore characters come together. Just make it happen, alright? It's on Wublin. The chance is there. If not for the rare, then do it for the epic. And a Rare Wublin, it's also going to be coming inside of the events. Yes, even more stuff. And on screen, we have all of his Rare Wublins that are going to be coming left. Now, we only have 7 left now. We're flying through these things. They're coming and going like no one's ever known, alright? But it will be Christmas themed, I do think, this Rare Wublin. And if we're talking about these ones on screen, there is no one more befitting than Rare Screamoo. Look at this guy. You could just put baubles on it. It's screaming to make Christmas. It just looks like it looks so awesome with a Christmas design. That's why we really need it. It's full of colour. It's just waiting for baubles. It needs that Christmas attention. And when I'm thinking about Wublin 2, I know that they really like Dr. Zeus vibes. We have all of that references going on. We have Giga, who's a reference towards Dr. Zeus. It's in his bio. It's literally referenced there. And when you're talking about Dr. Zeus, you also have the Grinch. So I thought it'd be awesome to see a Grinch-themed Screamoo design. Blue fade, red scarf around its neck. I mean, it's got a long neck. Let's just put some on it, alright? Some baubles coming from it. A green-themed design. You know, this could look really awesome and different as well. Really befitting alongside as Rare Wublins, because we want to maintain that really creepiness behind them, because that's what's really selling these guys at the moment, I do think. And for Rare Screamoo, we're going back to Rouse again. We're going back, guys, for the last time today, because we have a Rare Screamoo design from them. We've actually looked at this baby before, because I was predicting it had come before, but what do you know, it didn't. So let's have a look at this thing again. So we have tentacles here, resembling of Splatoon, and we also have a more shadowy themed, much more maybe September this look with Ludwig, I'd say, with a really careful playing to the water paint on this. I like the one eye as well. Let's do something different with eyes, why not? Besides, our Rare Wublin, our Rare Monculus, our everything else that is coming. I didn't want to cover it all today, so we're going into it. So Rare Fire, that's his other thing that is going to be coming. Rare or Epic, I should say. So which one is he going to be this time? Now, guys, Amber Island vessels, they are ending, and they're going to be coming the week after Festival of Year begins. Whichever it is going to be, is Rare or Epic Fire. Now, I've got to say, Rare Tusky, it is the perfect one you're releasing Festival of Year, but I don't think it's going to happen, alright? I think they're going in order of release behind the quints, even if it was to be a quint. But I think that the likelihood behind it being an epic is greater. If we're having a look at the epics and rares that we have left on screen right now, we just have as rare quints left, which I feel like they're going to really want to play attention towards, as much as they did with Rare Candelabra Man, because that looked awesome. But I feel like an epic is going to be coming up next, purely because we have equal amounts, and it's more interesting, right, to have rare, epic, or whatever going forward. So I think it's going to be an epic, and out of the ones what we have, I think it's going to be one of the Firehaven ones. And really here, we have mostly triples as well left, if we even go back to the ones in summary. So even just going to the Firehaven ones, because we want the epic box, okay? So I do think it's going to be a Firehaven one out of any, but out of these, you gotta go, I think, with a triple. But I'm going to actually leave it to you guys. Which Firehaven epic triple would you like to see if it is one? Because I'm honestly quite unsure this time, and MPG's Theory Brain is on overload right now. But for the release behind these, then, we have a lot releasing in the next 2 weeks. We have on the 6th 2 new ethereal monsters. Yes, the time is here. Give them me. And then we have Rare Monculus, my precious. Oh, that is gonna be a good day. Oh man, they clearly showed no restraint in themselves with Rare Spirit. They just put it in the middle of Feast End, but no, at the beginning. It wasn't about Goblegod, it was about Rare Spirit. So Rare Monculus is Festival of Year now. Sorry, Yool love. You could be the week after in Dawn of Fire. Bye-bye. The 13th as well, I think we're going to be getting Baby Yool in Dawn of Fire. It came a week later in Spooks Cult because we got too much at the beginning, so let's save it for a week later, actually. And then a Prismatic as well. Prismatic Mimic or Pong Ping. And then we're going to have a Rare or Epic Fire as the vessels are ending then as well, and the Rare Wublin. That is everything. That is, oh my goodness, there is barely anything there, right, guys? I am so excited for the next Ethereal Workshop monsters. I cannot tell you how excited I am. I cannot wait. I will see you guys later though for now. Workshop, 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 workshop.